If you've been working for years, retirement approaching, but can you? You gotta tune in. You gotta tune in because I have a guest of honor and I'm excited. Oh my goodness. Happy Thursday, wherever and whatever time it is around the world for you. I am excited. I'm excited because it's another Caribbean talk time. It's my first of the year. And I'm happy. There's also a little extra specialness when I have my other beautiful Caribbean lady here, of course. So, Andrea, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and let you
You.
introduce yourself and we're going to get right into it.
Well, I'm Andrea, and I'm a mother of three adult kids. They're all grown up, of course, and away. So, and five wonderful grandkids. So, which are always the two last ones are mostly the ones that are always under my wings. So, I'm always, busy with them.
Amazing, amazing. And I mean, what a blessing to have them and then be able to
Yes,
have that time with them, right?
absolutely.
And I'm sure as a grandmother, you're not gonna say you have any favorites, so I'm not even gonna call you out.
No, I don't.
We're not gonna say anything. We're not doing that. So
No, we don't.
goodness. All right. So tell me, right? Because you are in healthcare, most persons are thinking, when you're approaching that stage, even though you have that question for yourself, people are like, I'm not getting into nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I not doing. I just want to finish what I'm doing and I'm done. Right?
I'm
I'm
done.
done. I'm hanging up my coat. Right? So tell me, what led you to start this journey? Uh, please.
Well, like you said, in healthcare, and a lot of people in healthcare are always thinking of their pension when they get out. We're gonna have that wonderful pension, but then we end up at the end, and I've seen people who come back to work, and I'm like part time, and I'm like, oh, so this is what it's gonna look like, especially now. That things are not the same. So I start looking into other things, other means, because I love to travel and I love to shop. And of course, I have my grandchildren that I love to run around with. And when girls go, we normally go shopping. So, I have to start seriously looking into things online. And, when I start looking into things online, voila, I bump into an online business, and I start looking into it. And honestly, it took me about a year or so that, when I first saw it. And because when you're working, you just look at it, and then you pass it by, because of course retirement is not kicking in yet. I was still younger. So, and that was like 4 years ago. And I says, okay. And then I was transitioning from job to job, and then COVID hits. And then my job, I have to stay home. So now, because I just transferred back from Alberta and back to Ontario, and no job. No job. Can you remember those times? Everything shuts right down. And I was looking again on the internet, and I saw it again. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna look into this. And I look into it, and I research, I check it out, and I said, I wonder what this digital business is about. Because you heard about these things, and they're scam, and people are skeptic. Like myself, I was one of the biggest skeptic about that. And from there, I I I thought of it, and I'm saying, I wonder what this will do for me, because I want to go to work. Healthcare, and those days in the COVID time was very busy at the hospital. So here I am wondering, how am I going to do this? And I took a look at it again. And one day I was going to work. And my dear, I would tell you this: I have a medical episode on my way to work. And I was in the hospital for 5 days. And then it hit me. I'm like, I'm taking an hour drive to work, an hour drive home. And I thought of this business. And I got out of the hospital and I called my coach, the person who is my coach now. And we had and I sent her a message and she called me. And we have a conversation. And I'm like, this is it. I'm gonna get in right away. And I was in. I was in and I never looked back. I slowed down at the time because when I was very busy, but I tell you, what it's doing for me now, I'll never look back. Never.
Absolutely. Wow, wow. And I mean, first of all, sorry, and it's just it's so unfortunate sometimes that and it's not just us Caribbean people, but sometimes something have to happen, and
Happen.
then something happen, and you said to us, and unfortunately, sometimes it's to do with your body, physically,
Yes.
mentally, something, and it's like we want to take care of this, right? It's a temple, we want to take care of this, and then we just keep overworking. I mean, you have all these years under your belt, plus
Yes.
that on top of that at serious accident.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate the honesty. I mean, it's true. Sometimes there's so much there you need to filter things out, and you have to ponder, and that's why it's good to ask the questions or connect with someone. And we're alive, right? It's not a bot, that you're
Yep.
speaking to. But it's true, because you're probably thinking, well, how am I going to do it? I'm already busy in this
Exactly.
season. I don't want to get too much, but it's also reminder, well, what are you doing? People are returning, which means they're not able to sustain. And it's so funny, I was walking out the other day, and this person as a crossing guard was talking, and they're like, I've been retired x amount of years, but I had to come back and do this because I can't sustain me. And to the positions that they were, I would think, well, they're good. Why are you doing this, right? It's not for social. They're like, I need to do this to,
Exactly.
for my living, whether it's for living expenses or other things that pop up in life. And you know what, that's the point, right? That is it right there. We just never know. And here you are. So how is it going so far for you? Because you started with a certain height, of course, different busyness, different season of life now.
Yep.
How is it going so far for you?
Well, for me right now, it is going really good because I just came back from Jamaica in October with I took my daughter and my two grandkids down to Jamaica for the first time they've been there. So, the excitement. Actually, unfortunately, I got back, well, fortunately and unfortunately, I got back 3 days before the hurricane. And, you know, that was something. But I the business is doing well for me. It is doing very well for me because I've learned a lot that I didn't know. I didn't have experience, and this business have given me a lot of experience, a lot of information, a lot of training, a lot of day to day, people in the community that I've learned from. And it's like, sometimes I'm just saying to myself, why didn't I do this earlier? Why did I keep skipping over? It's been good for me. It is really good, been good for me. And I would encourage anybody to start. Don't just look, start. If you come in and you see it and see the business, don't just sit there and watch. Come in because you're missing out.
It's always when you know, right? When you know now, or you wish you want to do better. And it don't matter what generation,
Absolutely.
right? Everybody always says, when you
Absolutely.
know, it's when you know.
Absolutely.
It is when you know. And I mean, I appreciate, of course, when you say that, because I feel that it doesn't even matter the age group, but sometimes when people are approaching retirement, it's like, okay, but now I don't know. I don't have that experience. That's not what I've been doing all these years, right?
Yeah.
how will I? And I love that you expanded to say about, of course, making sure information, resources, training is there, right?
Yep.
It's not that you're thrown in the deep end, right? And it's like swim,
Mm-mm.
so much, right? You and I got a pleasure of meeting, of course, last
Yes,
year,
in
but
person.
last year, but never saw, and it's always so nice when we all get to connect and
Oh, I
learn
love
from each
those
other,
times.
right? I
Mm.
so you did slip in a little bit of advice there, but is there anything else you'd like to share with anyone who have maybe been in your shoes? They've been working for years, retirement call, maybe retirement done call already, and they're like, wait a minute, I'm doing something, but I really want something else. That I need on the side that's not going to take up too much more time. And I need to spoil my grandkids, right? Because that's what grandma money is for. That is what
Exactly.
grandma money is for. Oh, so, what advice would you share?
You see, what it is what advice I would give to someone right now, because time have changed. And we normally work and work and says we're waiting until retirement. And when we retire, we're going to have freedom to play with the grandkids, or freedom to go, shopping. We'll have freedom. Time freedom is what we don't get back after the years have gone. So what I would really tell somebody right now and encourage them to do is look into online business, a hustle that you can something you can do online. Because if you continue, you cannot be running from one job to the next. We have people. I used to be one of those ones, when I was younger, doing 2 3 jobs, running from one place to the next, hustling from one place to the next. Now we have this opportunity to work online. So with me, I still have a full-time job, but I still have I have this opportunity that I can do it at home or anywhere. Because when I was on vacation, I was listening meetings, and you know what I mean. Still going, being a part of having a meeting with somebody, or talking to somebody about the business while I was on vacation. So I would encourage somebody to look into an online business. You know, it's there. Training, automation, the system is there, built for you already. You have a coach, you have a mentor, you have the system, your training from A to Z that you can plug into. And there are drop-ins. You can go into, other people's area
Mm.
of
So much support. It's like
support.
you can't.
The,
It's
the
it's
whole
in your face.
community.
You can't miss it, right? I mean, and I understand, especially persons who've tried things. I know what you tried things before or have never. I mean, let's just think about
Exactly.
it. Sometimes in your own role, you don't get that much support, right? It's figure it out, and if it works, share with the crowd. Other than that, there it is, right?
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
and I appreciate it more and more every day because
Every
I've
day.
been roles that you're just like, okay, okay, thanks, right? And sometimes it's from day one. It's not even when you pass the orientation, you just figure it out, right? But
Exactly. As you
absolutely.
go along, you figure it out.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Andrea, for sharing. I mean, and really saying those hard truths because you have to you ask yourself and sharing it because who else gonna ask yourself that? And even if you whisper to yourself, time to ask yourself out loud, right? Time to
Yeah.
ask yourself out loud. And I'm so glad, of course, like you said, fortunately and unfortunately, but at least you got a chance to take them with you, and it's so much more than that. There's so much growth
Mhm.
that happens. I mean, I never underappreciate the undervalue part of the growth that happens personally. Because I mean, who knew? You're probably thinking, have I been doing lives before? And here you are as well. There's so much to done. So thank you
Exactly.
so much. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys everyone enjoy. Let us know where you're watching from, of course. I mean, if you are from JA, I'm sure you gotta share the love to Angia.
Yeah, from
But
Jamaica.
I know. Thank you so much once again. And everyone have a good evening because guess what? This evening is your chance as well. I forgot that today's
Exactly.
Thursday.
Mhm.
If you've been pondering what is it? I really want to understand.
Mhm.
Tonight is the night. Info session is actually going live really soon.
Soon,
So
yeah,
reach out if anything. And have a good
exactly.
one. Have a good one, everyone. And thank you once again, Andrea.
Bye.